Night beginning to fall over Southern California, but the lights are shining bright here at the spectacular SoFi Stadium in metropolitan Los Angeles. Coming up, it's Divisional Round Saturday, and we've got an AFC battle on tap between the Buffalo Bills and the Los Angeles Chargers. In the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. They'll start with a run by Mitchell. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Herbert now. The defense gets a hand on it, but he still grabs it. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch in the playoffs. First down, here's Mitchell. Ed Oliver through the line and hitting him for the loss.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
He'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. On second down, here's Mitchell. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Herbert. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Von Miller doing what he does best with a sack. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. Change of possession here on the punt. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. They start the drive with Cook. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Allen. Eluding the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary. All of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try again the next down.
Allen going to throw. It's complete to Cook. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Charger drive about to get going. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Herbert. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And they're able to get this one across the 35. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, a give to Mitchell. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
On first down, they go back to Mitchell, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker, was the one disrupting there defensively.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
On 2nd and 12, Herbert. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together.
And look at this. It's a fake. Oh, and this turns into a mess as it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the Bills are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Well, if you're ever going to try to fake punt, this would seem to be the place to do it, but it doesn't work out.
Yeah, you got to make sure you throw it to your guys and not the other team. But yes, in this spot on the field, only needing a few yards for a first, I think that decision was okay and spot on. The problem was the execution. It was not.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Allen. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it, and oftentimes knock it away.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Stephon Diggs with career touchdown number 70. And the Bills are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0.
Tyler Bass to kick off for Hall.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Look, oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. So more problems here in this first quarter. Already 2 scores down, and here they give away the football.
And if I'm the head coach, I think it's time to start lighting a fire under some of these guys. Now, you have to do it within your personality. They can't perceive it as fake. But I'd go get after some guys because they don't look ready to play to me. They look flat, uninspired. It's time to get moving.
And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll give to Cook on the read option. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
They were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. To throw, it's Allen. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And the Bills are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. They'll run with Cook. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right to the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
They try again with Cook. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Allen going to go on 4th down. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Patrick Queen. And the Chargers are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th and goal. Well, Charles certainly circled that play. We might have to revisit it later. They had 3 in their back pocket. They go for it on 4th and goal and throw the pick.
Well, you know, we're still in the first half. A bold call nonetheless. And I guess the book might have said take the 3. But it looks like they burned the book and just said, give me the analytics. And the analytics said, go for it. Didn't work out.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. On 2nd and 11 now. Herbert. Pass incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And that will be incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. Yards the tally on the return there. And the Bills are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And Diggs has it. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Complete to Stephon Diggs. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 39-yard line.
Cook up the gut, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
That's what I like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Here's Allen to throw it. Wisely will throw that one away. And the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity miss there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And the Bills will add on to their lead. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps. And the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. Room here to run. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Herbert. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And going deep for Hill. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Here's J.K. Scott set to do the punting honors. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And they will take over first and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Looking to throw again on second down. Allen. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A gain there of 21 yards.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Play action. Allen working the middle here. That's complete to Knox, the tight end. Down inside the 10. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Dawson Knox, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Bills continue to pull the playoff surprise as they lead big here on the road. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Out of the gun, Herbert. He rifles one that's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the return will stop right around the 25. Boy, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expected miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball, because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
Now they'll have it 1st and goal following that gain of 17.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. He will find Diggs in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. Stephon Diggs with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Bills are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Coming up on 2nd and 7. Here's Herbert. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
Now it's Herbert. And going deep for Hill. And he's got it inside the 10. And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And it's caught. Touchdown. Elijah Mitchell from 6 yards away. And the Chargers are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. And he's got it as the score is now 31-7. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. From the gun, it's Allen. And complete right side to Cook. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Well, they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
He's got his target. It's the tight end, Knox. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Allen to throw once more. Going right back to Knox, and again a completion. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. That's going to be caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this, or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers.
Touchdown, Bills! James Cook, as time expires in the first half. And the Bills will extend their lead here just before halftime. So they say no to the field goal try late in the half, and it winds up really paying off as they score on the final play.
Yeah, a little bit of a gamble, but they had some foresight as well because they knew they were going to get the ball to start the third quarter. So they thought to themselves, if we score here, we can double up on back-to-back drives when we start the second half.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. From the 10.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Now, the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Play action. Now it's Allen. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
You don't see too many pass-catching fullbacks nowadays, partner. In fact, you don't see too many fullbacks, period.
Good news, though, he does have decent hands, and we saw it right there on display. Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Got a man, Slayton. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, up big, but still not hesitating to take some shots downfield, CD. I guess they really want to hammer home their dominance in this one.
Yeah, that much is apparent, partner. If they keep completing throws like that, they'll keep that gap awfully wide as they've established already.
First down, here's the run with Cook. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 11 now. Allen swinging this out wide here for Cook. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a 1st down. On play action, Allen. Forced out to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Allen. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 24-yard line. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo 1st.
1st down, Buffalo.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives them a 1st and goal.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
Here's Cook again. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. Allen now on 3rd and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. When those extra defenders on the field, dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. Well, if nothing else, some signs of life here, Charles, because you're facing the big deficit, but at least they were able to prevent 3 more from getting on the board there with a nice block.
And that's how they're comforting themselves on the sidelines right now because they certainly didn't execute well on that play at all. Bottom line, exactly what you said. They didn't need the 3, but they sure don't like giving up a block. They'll have something to work on as they get into practice next week.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, on maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on 1st down. They're ahead of the chains now.
From the 24, Herbert. That one complete to Hill. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been. Game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long, but a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going, trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the third quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
2nd and 10 here as we sit in the third quarter of this divisional round matchup. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He's up to 88 yards receiving in the ballgame now, and he's got a first down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Herbert throwing again. The 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
1st and 10 at the 19.
Herbert operating from the red zone. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Chargers. Tyreek Hill from 19 yards away. And the Chargers take the blocked field goal and convert it into 6 points. Hopkins will need an extra point, and the lead is down to 24. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. From the 10. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. A run there with Cook not going to accomplish much. Call it no gain. Second down coming up.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Third quarter now from SoFi Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10. Again, it's Cook. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now they run the sweep as Allen just pops this forward.
The ball carried by the wide receiver, Patrick Queen on the tackle. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 37-yard line.
1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL. Give to Cook out of the gun. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it. And the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Taken in at the 22. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
And the Chargers first down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
On 1st down, Justin Herbert. It's Edwards again. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that will bring up 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd down.
Justin Herbert looking to pass. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. Well, I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game, so every other player in the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. He is going to find Hill here. He's got room at the 30. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Again, Herbert. And this complete to Mitchell. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 2nd and 3 from the 9. Out of the gun at Herbert. Throw left side complete. That's Hill. And the Chargers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Mitchell fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
Herbert now. This is caught. Touchdown. Elijah Mitchell with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Chargers are able to cut into that deficit.
That is today's NFL, isn't it? If you're going to be a running back in this league, you've got to be complete to stay on the field, at least for those 3 downs we talk about. Got to be able to catch it, which he's doing quite well in this one. 2 touchdowns already.
A little unconventional. He hasn't been able to cross the goal line as a runner, but as you say, twice as a receiver. And they'll have Herbert try and throw for it. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, What changes there around the goal line on a two-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. If they can finish this one out, they'll book a date in the AFC title game next Sunday, and it looks good so far as they try to run some clock here in this fourth quarter. Austin Johnson, the one who makes the stop defensively.
I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
On second down, here's a run with Singletary. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They'll try and run for this with Singletary. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to fourth down. Here's Sam Martin now as he'll punt it away for the second time. .46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. This will be fielded at the 17. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but he's got him in, complete, past the 20, touchdown LA. Bryan Edwards, 82 yards, and the Chargers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Extra point good by Hopkins, and that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Bills are going to recover. The fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number as empirical.
53 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bills football here as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. They run again on first down. Cook. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. here on the jet sweep. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. Well, you got to think Charles Atwin's on the quarterback as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. The Bills are moving on as we say so long, everybody.